Hi everyone. I'd love to express my gratitude to everyone who posted comments on last week's video, who subscribed, who liked the video. For your remarks, I really appreciate it, and God bless you all. Okay, based on popular demand, we'll be talking about something a little related today. Talking about 7 simple steps to financial discipline. Stay tuned to Straight Talk with Dr. Yide. I am Dr. Olaide Jinodu. Before we proceed, I would like you to subscribe to this YouTube channel, hit that notification bell, like the video, and post your comments at the end of this review. Now, straight to the top. What are the 7 simple steps to financial discipline? The first step will be renew your mind to the true purpose of money. What really is money? For us to understand what money is, we'll go back to trade by barter when things were handled that way. Every man had something they were doing. You were either a farmer, an hunter, a fisherman, or something. You had a trade. You had something of value to exchange. Alright, so let me give you an example. Imagine I was a farmer and you were probably a fisherman. Me being a farmer, I grow crops, probably yam, lettuce, cabbage, and all that. And I and my family members are tired of eating just lettuce, yams. You want to eat game, fish, and all that. So I come to you, the fisherman, and tell you, alright, Mr. Fisherman, I want some fish. And the fisherman looks at me. Well, I want some yams. So we say, okay, fine. I'll give you 2 big tubers of yam for 10 big fish. And the guy looks at me, that's not a very fair bargain. I'd rather give you 5 fish for 2 tubers. Now, what are we doing? We're negotiating. So everybody has a bargaining chip. Alright? To avoid disputes, money as a legal tender was created. So there was a standard of exchange. So I give you $1, I give you a naira for this service. I give you this for that. A fair trade. So that's what money really is. Money is just a vehicle to exchange value. Once you create value, you have a bargaining chip. You have something to exchange money for. Hope you understand that. Now, the next step to financial discipline, since we already understand what money really is and what our finances is just to empower us to purchase things for our comfort. The next step is compartmentalizing your money by creating sub-accounts. Now, what do I mean? Now, imagine you have a savings account, a main savings account. You could create 2 or 3 or 4 if your bank allows that sub-accounts. Go to your bank and request sub-accounts. Now, what's the essence of this sub-account? It's for you to better manage your money, so you don't put everything in one big soup. When you look at $1 million in the account, you feel you have a lot of money. All right, but when you have $1 million spread across 3 accounts, all right, and you know that this account is meant for this, that is meant for that. Let me give you an example now. Imagine I have 2 or 3 sub accounts. I have one for my children's school fees and well-being. I have one for upkeep, family upkeep. I have one for charity, and I have the 4th one for my savings and investments. So let's say, since I have 4 sub accounts, I could say I save 20% of what I have that in my personal account. I could say I give another 20% to charity. I have 60% left. I could put 30% for my children and 30% for the upkeep. Now, what have I done? I have compartmentalized my money. So now, at the end of 3 months or thereabouts, it's time to pay another school fees again. You don't need to start jumping around. Where will I get this money from? You just effortlessly look at that your account that's been scheduled for school fees and your children's well-being, and just bring out the money. Everything in its place. You have an account for saving. So when a business idea comes, you don't have to run to the bank and take loans at high interest rates. Just look at your internally generated bank, your personal savings, bring out that money to invest in that business idea. So everything in its place. So if you can do that, you're on your way to financial discipline. Now, what do we do next after doing this? Create a budget. This cannot be overemphasized. You can't do well financially if you don't have a budget. when you have a budget, nothing can creep into your expenditure. Now when you budget, you leave allowances for miscellaneous spendings, for emergency spendings and all that. But when you have a budget, you know how much you spend. As basic as airtime, you earmark a certain amount of money for airtime. You earmark a certain amount of money for food, for clothing. You don't buy clothes every month, but you have your budget well written. You know how much fuel you buy in your car, for your generator, for stuff. You know how much then you also budget for fun. You are intentional about your fun. You could say every month I earmark 10% of my income to having fun. Now the fourth step is you control your expenditure by following through with your budget. It's one thing to create the budget, it's another thing to follow through. You must ensure you follow through. I cannot overemphasize you following through your budget. Ensure that you query every expenditure. Delayed gratification is the word. Follow through. If this thing is not in your budget, you're not going to spend money on it sincerely. You go to the market, you have a budget. If you didn't plan to buy 5,000 naira fish, you don't buy 5,000 naira fish. I don't care how scintillating, how attractive the fish looks, you don't buy. You don't get moved by emotions. Alright? You only go for what you went to buy. Imagine you going to buy a phone. You plan to buy a phone worth 100,000 naira, and somebody is trying to market a phone of 500,000 naira to you. The fact that you have the money doesn't mean you should spend it. You didn't budget that money. So you buy what you specifically went for. It should always work within your budget. Throw your spending. Let people call you stingy. Yes, at the end of the day, they'll still come back to come and ask you for money when they've spent all theirs. Number 5, ensure that you're consistently thinking of things and ways to multiply your money legally. How do I mean? You need to learn investments. You need to be financially literate. You need to get yourself a decent financial education. You can learn by reading books. If you want to be rich, or you want to be like the rich, you read books written by the rich. So the secret is, for you to be financially literate, you need to get these ideas, these concepts, these secrets from people who have gone ahead of you, who are successful in business, probably in that field you want to stay in, so to speak. So ensure that at every point in time you're thinking of legal means of multiplying your money. Now imagine if you have 100,000 naira lying down in your account. All right, you look for a decent employment for that 100,000 naira. You think of it, okay, what can I do? Can I start a barbing salon? Can I start a car wash? Can I start a small eatery? Can I start something meager, something that wouldn't cost me so much money and wouldn't take so much stress for me? That's how you start thinking that way. Always think of multiplying your money. Think of investment at every point in time. 6, guard your money from false advice. Now this is very, very important. This is very important. Very, very, very. Pen this down as number 6 rule, or number 6 step to financial discipline. You have grown your wealth. It will be very foolish for you to listen to people who have no experience financially. Now imagine you guarding all your wealth and someone comes to you and tells you, the latest business in town now is cashew business or granite business. Have you made your findings? Have you garnered any experience in that? You don't put your money in something you're not sure of. Guard your money from false advice. The person talking to you, how much has this person made? Is the person talking hot air or talking facts? Listen to facts. Alright? Be careful with how you spend your money. Be careful where you invest your money, otherwise you might lose all that money you worked hard for. The 7th step to financial discipline is query every expenditure, yet set aside a small amount to have fun with family and friends. In your quest to financial freedom, do not neglect family. Do not neglect friends. You need to learn to leave a certain amount, probably 10% of your earnings, leave part aside for family and friends to have fun. You go out probably once a month or twice a month. Be intentional about every expenditure. You know that, okay, 10% of you're being meticulous about it. 10% of this money that comes in will go into having fun, a night out with friends, with family, your wife, your kids. That won't kill you because you planned. And don't forget, you're working with a budget. So when you go for that dinner, If it wasn't planned, you don't buy it. All right. Thank you very much. If you just like that video, I'd love you to hit the like button, hit the subscription button, hit the notification bell, share and post your comments. And don't forget, health is wealth.